A small metalair safe with a digital lock, LK model. I think there are smudges on the buttons of the digital lock. I might be able to get prints. The rest of the prints are no good. Damn. It's locked. It's locked. There we go. The safe is open. Screenplays. The House of Terror. The Butcher of Massachusetts. Wow. An Oscar nomination's practically guaranteed. These stories sound twisted. And so is the hack who wrote them. There's no name on them, though. It's impossible to open. It's sealed. Locks of hair. They're labeled. Janet, Olivia, Susan. The killer's victims. This sicko made himself some sort of a morbid reliquary.
Hi, Vic. How goes your stroll in the picturesque woods of rural Maine?
We haven't found Hernandez yet. I'm leading the investigation in the field with Garrus and the local police.
No trace of the killer?
He vanished without leaving a forwarding address, but I plan on tracking him down.
Look, I know this one's important to you, but still, be careful, okay?
Don't worry, Claire. I'll be sensible. And if I forget any of the textbook instructions, Garrus will remind me. What's new in the Chicago office?
Everyone's on the case. Miller is pulling all-nighters doing computer research, and Kingsley is running around stuffing his face with cookies. As for the boss, well, she comes in to see me every 10 minutes. When she's stressed, she almost makes me long for our old supervisor Browning, if that gives you any idea.
Stop it. She can't be worse than him.
I even got a call from Inspector Tate. He's ready to give us a hand, unofficially.
That William. He feels indebted since his nomination. All I did was give him a boost. It's thanks to his own skills that he succeeded. Do you know what happened to Hawker after he was fired from the FBI?
Not really. I think he went into security. I'll ask around, let you know. I have to go. Call me if you've got a problem.
Fingerprint's not on file. I need to get Claire in on this. If I get in touch with Claire, she may be able to give me more details. Sheriff Halloway poked around in the china cabinet. And she didn't mention it. So much for teamwork.
Oh, Vic, where would you be without your favorite coroner? What can I do for you this time? This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
Hi, Claire. I'm sending you a clue to test. A motorcycle tire track.
I wanted to verify a detail in the room. Nothing important.
Have you found anything special in the house?
Just clues regarding a local case. Nothing that concerns the FBI.
Really? What's it about?
We've been looking for a local hunter named Anderson. He's got nothing to do with your killer.
Have you taken samples from the house, Sheriff? If so, would you be so kind as to inform me?
I poked around. I'm a cop. It's my job. I haven't found anything relevant to your case.
If you say so, Sheriff. Don't forget we're supposed to be on the same side. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims.
It's not this. Bad idea. It's not this. It's not this.
Lock of hair. I have to find out whose.
This can't possibly work.
I've already seen this room in the film sent by the killer. It's the ideal place for nightmares. Bloodstained bandages. A test is in order. There's something on this broken mirror.
This can't possibly work. It's not this.
Old photographs. Probably left by the former occupants of this house. There's a message smudged on the glass. Held underground. I must take a sample of this clue. This electronic entryway has been short-circuited. Maybe Hernandez's work? There's a piece of paper in the stove. This is the flyer Hernandez told me about on the phone. In the recordings, the killer has called this the Room of Death's Betrothed. That explains the dress. torture chamber than a bathroom. It's locked. Empty medicine bottles. This wasn't just aspirin. These are highly complex formulations. A receipt for medications, or rather medical concoctions. I'm no chemist, but this ain't cough syrup. The pharmacist's stamp is on the receipt. Dan Wilkinson. The pharmacy is in Holton, the county seat. The sheriff might know more. Looks like there's no water here. I must take a sample of this clue. This lock is half dismantled. I don't know anything about electronics. Traces of soot. Looks like the beginning of a fire. Shit, I didn't need this. The thought of going in there gives me nausea. Take a deep breath, McPherson. Sheriff, I have a few points to go over with you. I found a receipt with the address of Dan Wilkinson's drugstore in Holton. Do you know the owner?
Yeah, there aren't many pharmacies in Holton. It's a small town.
If you could contact Wilkinson now and question him. See if he remembers the client. Time is of the essence.
The FBI's wish is my command. Show me the receipt. I'll call Dan. Dan? Hi, it's Sheriff Halloway. I'd like some information on a receipt from your store. Okay, good. Thanks for your help. Tell Martha I say hi. Dan remembers a man in his 40s, black hair. Says he seemed nervous, kind of in a rush.
It's a bit vague, but it's better than nothing. Thanks for the info. I'd better call Claire to give her the killer's description.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. A Holton pharmacist vaguely remembers a customer who could very well be our man. About 40 years old, black hair.
It's not much, but it will allow me to rule out some suspects. I'll enter it into my database.
I've scanned a print that's not in my records. I'm sending it to you.
Okay, I'll look into it.
The local sheriff is causing me hassles. I have the feeling she's trying to undermine my investigation.
Is this sheriff's name Halloway, by any chance?
Yeah, you've heard of her?
An hour ago. I got a phone call from a friend who works in the Portland lab. Sheriff Halloway has requested some tests of the utmost urgency. The sheriff claims she was working on Paloma Hernandez's disappearance. My friend called me because she knows that I've been in on the East Coast killer case from the start.
I think I should have a few words with the sheriff. Thanks for the tip. I'm looking for information on a case. An Anderson, male, who supposedly disappeared in Maine.
Let me search the database. I got something. Gary Anderson, 39, a farmer. His wife reported him missing 6 months ago. The case has been closed by the Portland office. Everything suggests that the disappearance was voluntary. The investigators concluded that Anderson had an affair. He probably disappeared to build a new life with his mistress.
Okay, Claire. Thanks for the intel.
Talk to you later, Vic. Good luck.
Sheriff, I have a few points to go over with you. Listen, Sheriff, I want this to be clear. I have proof that you sent samples to be analyzed without my authority. Here, it's the FBI who leads the investigation. If you forget that, or decide to ignore it, I'll break you.
Take it easy, Agent McPherson. Sounds like I've touched a nerve.
I don't have time to play who's the bitchiest. Believe you me, that is one contest you'll lose. So unless you want to be charged with obstruction of justice, I advise you to tell me what you found.
Okay. I took 2 samples, which I sent to the lab. They're yours. I also found this in the living room. It looks like some kind of electronic key.
Very good. I hope I won't have any other occasion to lose my temper with you, Sheriff.
We'll leave it at that, Agent McPherson.
Mission 5. Mission 5.
Found some traces, but nothing too important. I spoke to one of the cops who are searching the forest. He gave me the lowdown on Holloway. The sheriff is on edge. Elections are around the corner, and she's not sure she'll be reinstated to her post. So she doesn't appreciate the FBI's arrival in her jurisdiction, stealing the spotlight.
Brilliant. We got a creepy house in the woods and a shifty sheriff. Man, I miss Chicago. You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found an electronic lock, half dismantled upstairs. Come take a look.
I think I might be able to open it, but it'll take me a while.
Sentence. This weirdo is totally in character. I'm almost certain that there's something behind this blackboard. A circular saw. God, I hope it's only for woodworking. A circular saw. God, I hope it's only for woodworking. A furnace. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while. And out of order still. This cave was used to make moonshine. Old accounting book. It seems to be from the 20s. This coating seems very fresh. What are we trying to cover up?
This can't possibly work.
The sentence. Another one of the killer's delusions. This coating seems very fresh. What are we trying to cover up? It's like being in an abandoned morgue. Claire would have a heart attack if she saw the state of this room. A little blood on an autopsy table. There's nothing more natural, Claire would say. But in a squalid cellar, not so much. A condemned door. I think there are traces on the wall. I can barely notice them with the naked eye.
It'll never work.
The killer left a message. Dead? For his sake, I hope she's not. Something weird about the sleeve. There's a tear and some discoloration. Just as I expected. Stains that look like blood have appeared on the shirt. These look like drops of blood. Or tomato juice, I guess. But for some reason I'm leaning toward the first theory. It's sealed. I don't see anything. A poster. I can't think of the actress's name. This tap seems to be working. It'll be useful if I need water. These inscriptions seem really awkward. I wonder who actually wrote them. A message left by the killer. Too late. If he thinks he can throw me, he doesn't know who he's dealing with. fuse box. The circuits are completely fried. There's nothing down here except for a rat. He seems to be in his element here. Dora. Probably Dora Simon, the fourth victim. It's locked. The electric chair that Hernandez mentions in the recordings should be right here. Dolores. Dolores Wilkins, the killer's first victim. It's locked. This label's for me. Okay, I think I got the message. Hernandez's name is on the label, as long as it's just a dummy. Label with Hawker's name on it. Something tells me the killer's not too fond of him. The sentence. Another one of the killer's delusions. There's something here, but I can't see a thing in this light.